Alligator Alcatraz. Have you heard about Alligator Alcatraz, Eddie? Man, we live in Louisiana, so there's alligators everywhere. I grew up, y'all might think this is crazy, but I grew up swimming with alligators. I've caught alligators with my bare hands. I've helped tape their mouths shut. I've released them back into the wild. I've been involved and even unaliving some alligators. Big ones, little ones, all the thing. Like I said, I grew up in the south of Louisiana, so there's alligators everywhere. So when I start hearing about alligator Alcatraz, I'm like, all right, let's see what they're talking about. So that's exactly what we're going to do here on the Pen and the Shank. Let's listen to this Florida rep talk about from Florida, a Florida rep talk about how crazy she is about talking about the alligator Alcatraz. Let's get it.
That we saw inside this internment camp, which it is.
All right, before we get too far, I just want to make this disclaimer. It's not an internment camp. You know what an internment camp is? That's when innocent people are rounded up. All the people that are being rounded up and put in Alligator Alcatraz, at bare minimum, they've been convicted of illegally coming into the United States, which is an illegal activity. But I guarantee you, the men or women who are in Alligator Alcatraz are far more dangerous than just coming here. These are people who are probably connected to Venezuelan, El Salvadorian, and Mexican gangs or cartels, and they've committed all kinds of crimes either where they came from and they committed crimes while they were in the United States of America. So to use the word internment camp for that, I think is pretty pathetic.
Less than that description were really appalling. These detainees are living in cages.
This is a total cruel political stunt meant to have a spectacle of political theater.
We saw humans being held in cages.
It is as bad.
Hey, I've been in prison. I committed illegal activities. It's usually a cage that they put you in. So if these people are in cages and they're connected to Venezuelan and El Salvadorian gangs, yeah, you pretty much get put in a cage. That's probably where you should go. Have you seen the rap sheets on some of these guys? Yeah, it makes mine look like nothing.
Oh my God. Democrats lawmakers making their message clear after their visit to Alligator Alcatraz last weekend.
Now look at that. They even got bunks, individual bunks. It don't look so bad. I've been to prison. I mean, it looks like a basic dormitory inside the Louisiana prison, minus the fence, because you're inside the dorm or bars. I mean, it don't look that bad to me.
Nah, it's better than what they did to the Cubans.
I mean, come on.
They had them under the interstates in Florida.
They had them underneath the interstates? What you talking about?
Like how when Scarface came in.
Oh, yeah.
Was real.
That's right. Yeah, no, that was real. Yeah, that really happened. Yeah, during the I guess during the Cuban Missile Crisis and Bay of Pigs and all that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Early 70s.
Early 70s, yeah. During Castro's reign and all that early on. Yeah, they literally had them. They had them, and what did my boy Al Pacino say in the movie? He said it was a political refugee from Cuba, right?
That's what everybody was claiming.
Everybody was claiming to be political refugees from Cuba. They're still claiming to be political refugees. No, they're not claiming to be political refugees. They're basically now just saying, hey, this is my right. I'll do what I want. Get out my way.
Well, yeah, now they're just coming just because they can.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Yeah, I'm better future. But I'm saying this prison isn't just for like random, what I'm saying is this prison, they're not just putting people who just came over here and that's their only offense. They're really going after some dangerous drug traffickers, human traffickers, cartel connections, and, like I said, gang members, people who've done some bad things, and that's who's getting put in here. Have you seen the people that they're arresting? They're tatted up, right? These dudes have gang tattoos everywhere. You can tell who they are. So I don't know what these people are talking about. They're crazy.
Woman, Maria Salazar, was also there. She joins us now to set the record straight. So you went to there, actually the same day. You talked with some of the inmates. What did you learn?
Well, I wanted to talk to them, and I thought that it was a mistake from the authorities not allowing us to talk to them. I was able to shout in Spanish. There were like around 40 of them in shackles, and I tried to talk to them and ask them, and one of them said, yeah, and I asked them, how are they treating you? And one of them said, pretty good. The other one said,
Pretty good. I mean, that's coming from one of the dudes who was in there. The lady, I mean, but of course, most people will say that this journalist is lying, right?
They got AC.
They got AC?
That's it, bro. That's all you need.
Wait, I didn't hear that. Did you?
Yeah, they got AC.
They got AC, y'all. Alligator Alcatraz got AC. I did time in the state of Louisiana. There ain't no ACs in Louisiana prisons. I don't know how they do it up in California and in New York, but in Louisiana, there ain't no ACs.
I mean, they had prisons before ACs were invented.
I mean, they had houses before AC was
That's what I'm
invented.
saying. So
People lived
these
most
dudes
of
got it better than that.
these dudes got it better than most people who they still got people nowadays who are struggling with one window unit in their house.
Yeah.
They ain't no AC. They got fans, box fans.
If you living in a trailer, you pretty much got one window unit.
That's it. That's it. Old shotgun New Orleans houses.
but I really wanted to engage. They did not let me, but I did go in one of those cages. And of course, no one likes to be inside a cage, but I want to tell you that the cages were clean. I sat in one of the beds. They were soft. They had 3 metal toilets with a little, like a little wall to cover people when they're doing their business. Mm-hmm. They had 2 telephones where they can call their attorneys or the loved ones. Then they took us to another recreational area.
That looks like a medical check station.
It looks straight to me.
Do dudes get medical treatment?
I'd rather be in there than the spot they sending them dudes in El Salvador.
I mean, nobody wants to go to that El Salvadorian prison. That prison's brutal. CCOT? Shoot, man. You'd much rather be in Alligator Alcatraz.
Caged in. No one likes to.
Oh, yeah. It's safer.
Yeah, you ain't got to get shanked right here.
Yeah.
You could probably take a shower by yourself in there.
Yeah, and they probably feeding them halfway decent in there.
I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, you get to eat.
Food.
Yeah, and the bad thing is most if you're not going to be transferred to CCOT, then you're just going to be sent back home anyway, right?
They're not going to be there for that long. That's
Yeah.
probably like a whole.
It's a whole right. So the people who are here, if they're not convicted of something further, like a more dangerous thing, and the Venezuelan government or the El Salvadorian government or the Mexican government's not looking for the people who are in here, they're probably just going to give them a plane ticket, bus ride, van ride, or boat ride back to their countries, and they're going to let them here go.
You probably don't sit in there more than 3 to 4 months. You out.
Doesn't seem that bad to me. Now, that being said, I'm an American citizen. You're an American citizen. Now, if we went, I heard no matter what country you go to, by the time your visa's up, they're asking you what's going on.
Yeah, you can't overstay.
You can't overstay.
Of course, with a little, with some grass where they could run or do some exercise. There was another area where there were Bibles in Spanish. I reached out and I saw that there were Spanish Bibles and other types of religious.
You can't even have a Bible in high school, but you can get a Bible in Alligator Alcatraz. Am I telling the truth, though?
I guess I ain't been to high school in a long time.
What I'm saying. You can't even get a Bible. Remember, back in the day, think about this, Eddie. Back in the day, you used to be able to go to a hotel, and remember when you would open a hotel drawer and there'd be like a Bible in the drawer?
Yeah, I think it's still like that.
Nah, man, they removed it because it's offensive.
Man, that shit's crazy.
But
But you can turn the TV on
you,
and see a train.
yeah, you.
But
Oh,
you
you.
can't look at a Bible.
No, they got pornographic stuff on the TV. You got to call the desk and you pay for it.
I don't know, bro.
But you can't have a Bible. But they get a Bible in Alligator Alcatraz. I mean, I'm saying you can still practice your religious freedom here. That's what I'm saying.
If they got a
Another
TV,
area
they
where.
good, bro.
Yeah.
If they say they got a PlayStation 5, bro, then it's straight.
All right, we're gonna see if they got a PlayStation 5, y'all.
They might have played him and gave him a 3.
If they playing Call of Duty in here,
Online too, bro. They got their online rankings.
we know they're not playing with them dudes in CCOT. They might be playing with that last dude who escaped from New Orleans that they can't capture.
It's probably just buku pedophiles, bro.
I mean, I want them off the street, no matter if they're legal or illegal. I don't want pedos running free on the street.
With their attorneys. I mean, I can tell you on and on. So it meets the highest standards for any federal facility of
Well,
this
yeah,
type.
I've been to a ton of prisons, jails as well. This sounds like the typical
Wait,
facility.
hold up, man. Why you laughing at the dude? Because he's a black dude and he said he'd been to jail?
You lying, bro.
No, he's not. And he's not saying he'd been to jail like that. He's saying he'd been to jail as a news reporter, man.
Yeah, I know what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
He's still lying. Though. He said it like, yeah, I done did 10 in that motherfucker.
Oh, so you're saying he's like flexing like he did time?
Yeah, he tried to stunt.
Man, we know this dude ain't never been to no jail. He been in there visiting as a news reporter.
Alex Padilla, he's a senator. He's one of your colleagues on the other side of the chamber. He says that this is racial profiling that's going on, though. Let's listen.
How else you find a
What if-
motherfucker?
What you
They
mean?
wild, bro.
What you mean? It's
He
not
said
racial profiling?
profiling. Of
What?
course it is, dog.
I mean, I mean, what's 99% of the legal immigrants here? What ethnicity are they?
It really don't matter, bro. I mean, they looking for motherfuckers not from this country, bro. So they gotta profile them racially, don't they?
It doesn't matter if they're from England. If they're here illegally, they
it
gotta
don't
go.
matter,
It don't matter. Yeah, if they're Italian, it doesn't matter if they're from France. If they're here illegally, they gotta go.
But
We
you
don't
have
care.
to racially profile. You have to look at every.
It doesn't. Everybody. Yeah,
it's
you
a-
have to.
especially in America.
Especially. Yeah. You know. I mean,
It could be
At a Home Depot, because I like to do some work around the
it could be anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
house, not dressed in a suit. Would I be a target of ICE enforcement under Tom Holman? Probably. And it's just wrong. It's not just due process rights that have become the concern, but racial profiling.
Hold on. I gotta talk about this. I know a whole lot of Spanish folks. A lot. We got them in our. We have a lot of Spanish people in our own family, right? So we know Spanish people. I have Spanish friends, and none of them that I talk to are scared that ICE is gonna come get them. None of them.
Because all you gotta do is pull your license out.
Yeah, it's good. Nobody's bothering. I never talk to my Spanish friends or people I know who are Spanish. The ones I know, and they're doing this like they spook like, that's that ICE agent over there. Now you know who does. Now if I go to Home Depot, them dudes get spooked easy. The dudes who are hanging out in the front trying to get a job, they get spooked. Why they get spooked? Because they know they here illegally. If you're a legal person, this senator's crazy. He's the one who's doing profiling for his political agenda.
A member of a working class immigrant community, and you see unmarked cars roll into your community, people getting out of those cars with no identifiers that they are law.
I mean, if you are trying to round up illegal immigrants, are you going to just roll up in a car that's just marked so they know you're coming from 10 blocks away? That's stupid.
But majority of the time, when you get rolled up on, you know you was doing something.
You was doing something?
It's rare that you get rolled up on randomly.
It's rare.
You know you was doing something.
That's what I'm saying.
They
ICE,
know they illegal.
yeah, it's illegal immigrants.
It's either
So-
them or the dudes they owe money for getting them here, jumping out the van.
In Louisiana, that's another story. I don't know if you saw. They recently busted some sheriffs who were getting paid off by immigrants to get their
Yeah, and then you
the
know
papers.
They probably owe cartels. I mean, it could be them dudes jumping out of vans.
It could be.
It's
You
either
never
them or
know.
the police.
There's a lot of shady stuff involved. And look, human trafficking is a real thing, and it's terrible.
They had to pay to get it if they came through the Mexican border.
Yeah, because they're going to tax them.
Yeah.
The cartels are going to tax them.
And a lot of people got through and still owe, you know?
Yeah,
You pay half and then they come get the other half later.
yeah. And this dude right here, let's finish listening to this dude.
And literally, not just detaining, in your mind, maybe kidnapping.
I mean, you can see on their vests where they say federal law enforcement. Do you believe that there's racial profiling going on and that there's targeting innocent people?
Well, I believe that after the border has been sealed with the BBB, $150 billion that we have assigned, I think the moment now is to have that national conversation and determine who are we going to be targeting. I do believe that the president promised that the illegals who are criminals were going to be kicked out of the country. Now there is another mass of people, who most of them are Hispanics, who have been here for more than 5 years. They have been contributing to the economy, who do not have a criminal record. And those people are the ones who deserve some type of dignity. And
I agree with her. I don't disagree with that. I know some Spanish folks who have recently joined the military. and that was their ticket to stay. That sounds like a legit thing. Now, if you have a criminal record and you're here and you're illegal immigrant, you're not going to get in the military because citizens who have criminal records can't get in the military. So if you're an immigrant, illegal immigrant, and you're here in the country and you're trying to get in the military and you're like, well, they won't let me in. Well, it's because you're wanted on trafficking this, that, or the other, and you belong to a street gang. Yeah, you don't deserve to get in the military.
You gotta watch that though. You can't just be saying, hey, if you join the military, you can get infiltrators like that.
You can, but at least the people who are saying that, and it's never going to be perfect. But the people I personally know who join the military, they're good people. They love America. They came here for that reason.
Yeah, but that opens up a back door. You can't just be putting foreigners in the military just on them saying, I'm all right. I'm gonna fight for y'all.
It could happen. You listen. The really ones you got to worry about is operatives of Al Qaeda and stuff like that sneaking in, which has happened, and I guarantee you they're here in the U.S. We have no clue exactly who did and who didn't come through the borders over the last 5 years. We have no idea.
Not if it's 20 million.
There's no way they can know.
They
That's
probably
insane.
know 10, 15, 20%
Of those people, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you was someone was hell bent on infiltration for the purpose of causing harm, they're here, and they're already plotting and scheming. And so we don't know. I mean, we've already saw. When I woke up from New Year's Day and that stuff happened in New Orleans, and there's a lot of shady stuff with this dude. We don't know who he was getting funds from and who he wasn't getting funds from. Same thing with some of these attempted assassins on the president. We don't know the full story on why some of these people got offshore bank accounts.
Nah, they don't. Why none of these dudes ever get interviewed either? Well, how come this dude can't get an interview with a news station? Serial killers get interviews.
Yeah, they do.
How
They do.
did we never hear about the dudes that the Boston bombing did? How has he never got a mic ever put in his face?
He wish he was in Alligator Alcatraz because he's in the Colorado, the Rockies.
He'd be getting visited by senators.
Yeah, he's
Your boy, they just buried him. Nobody gonna hear from you.
He's in that they call it the Alcatraz of the Rockies, over there in Colorado, and so he's over there locked up in that prison, maximum security, 24-hour lockdown.
When your boy got Kennedy, he got interviews.
Yeah, it's a different game nowadays, though.
Yeah.
It's depending on what is Think about your boy Epstein. We didn't hear from him while he was locked up. Nobody interviewed him.
At least we got his interrogation footage, Eggman stuff.
Yeah, you was just telling me that, stubble bean.
Yeah, Eggman.
Eggman. That's a whole nother thing, y'all. Man, we're going to talk about the Eggman. Bet y'all didn't know Epstein, the Eggman, was connected to a Japanese video game called Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey, listen, there's conspiracies everywhere. Who knows if it's true? I'm just saying what I heard.
Introducing today, so I thank you for the opportunity. Immigration reform, a GOP member of Congress is going to be trying to give dignity, not amnesty, to those people who deserve to stay and continue contributing to our economy.
So what does that bill mean? Because, there's a lot of people that understand that point of view, that you want people to have dignity in the country, but they broke the law coming into the country. And so they don't want a reward to happen. What does your bill do?
And I think that's a fantastic question. They did.
So I think that there's definitely people who have come to the U.S. with these large, mega herds of human beings who have illegally come to the U.S. and they actually came with the right reason because they wanted to get away from the crime and the corrupt governments that they were involved in. That being said, there are a large portion of the people who came into the United States who have nothing but ill will toward the United States. If you come to the United States of America, you should want to be a part of the United States of America's system by being someone who appreciates the place that has let you in. Or in that case, yeah, you did, because under Biden, you got let in. That's just a reality. So they got let in. Why would you come here and start threatening stuff against American people and citizens because you're not getting your way? This is some crazy stuff, man.
Law. They are illegals or undocumented, but they have been here for more than 5 years, contributing to the economy. Those people, someone gave them a job, and they are needed because we need hands in order to continue being the #1 economy in the world. So why don't we do something Solomonic, and let's break the baby into two. No path to citizenship in my law, no amnesty, no path ever. Just bring them out of the shadows, make them pay a fine for 7 years. That is billions of dollars to the Treasury. Make them give us 1% of their salary.
Hey, I'm not against this at all. Because listen, me and you get taxed. I get taxed for everything. You get taxed everything. Everything we do, we get taxed. We get taxed when we buy a house. We get taxed when we sell a house. We get taxed on property tax just to have the house. We get taxed on goods when we buy it, right? So I can buy this computer, right? I bought it, now I own it. And when I go to sell it, they still expect me to pay a tax on this computer again. I got to file it. They tax me on my income coming in. They tax me my income coming out. They tax me on my retirement when I want to get it and live off of it. We get taxed left and right. So you know what? Guess what, illegal immigrants? You want to be part of the system? You're about to get taxed. Tax, tax, tax. That's right, 7 years minimum. I agree with this representative from Florida, Marie Salazar. Yep, tax them, tax them, tax them. You want to be a part of the system? Experience what we experience. Tax. That's how you get to pay for your health care. Or the health care that you're getting that you might get better than me. I got to pay for mine. If it elapses, then I'm going to be in trouble.
7 years, no federal programs, no health insurance, and then they can go back home for Christmas. They can come back, continue working, buying homes, paying taxes, and contributing to the economy. Because the reality is, and the president said it, that there are 3 main industries, construction, hospitality, and agricultural, who need hands, and those hands are there. So why don't we just make this transparent? And that's it, and that's introduced today.
I'm already over time. I only got about 10 seconds. Have you talked to the president about this bill? Does he support this?
The president has supported it through his tweets. We're going to be introducing it today in Congress, and then the national conversation starts today, right after I introduce this bill in Congress.
All right.
Listen, even if you're a Democrat, I think even they realize that something has to be done with illegal immigration. That's a big reason that they lost and they continue to lose. If you look at the nations of the world, including Europe, now you see in parts of England and in Ireland and in other parts of Europe where the citizens of those nations are starting to fight back against the foreigners who are honestly invading those nations. Foreigners are coming and they're bringing their ideals and their ways, and they're infiltrating somebody else's society. And you say that you're against that, but when it happens to European or Western societies, you're fine with it. No, it doesn't matter where it's at. I recently heard an African president, I forgot what country it was from, she said that when Trump started deporting people, she said she was going to start deporting Americans that were there illegally. Good. You should. We're not against that. If Americans are anywhere illegally in a country, deport them. They don't belong there. There are laws. And laws must be followed and abided by for the protection. There are boundaries. There are borders. They exist. They've always existed. They'll continue to exist. Some of the people who don't cry for this stuff have the best borders and best security that there is. The ex-presidents all have armed security that protects them. They live in gated communities that no one can get in. Me and you, not so much. But they get mad at us and want to toss anybody into our neighborhoods. They won't take nobody in their neighborhoods. I want somebody good moving in my neighborhood or any neighborhood. I've rented and I'm blessed to own now. And it doesn't matter the ethnicity or even where they're from. It just matters that they're good people and that they're contributing and that they love America. That's a big deal. You should love America, you know? Anyway, that's all we're going to talk about that. In Louisiana, we're full of alligators. And that's another thing I want to close on that we didn't get a chance to talk about. I'm all for using alligators at Alligator Alcatraz because that saves the taxpayers money. Alligators, you just toss them in the moat around the castle, and they swim around, And anything that falls in there, that's what they're going to eat. They're going to eat anything that comes in there, whether it's a human. So don't escape. That's right. If you don't escape, you don't have to worry about getting eaten by an alligator. Right? You don't have to. They're not going to eat you. Now, if a possum falls in there, that's what they're going to eat. I got alligators all around me. I'm in the South. I'm in the swamp. So I'm all for employing alligators. Man, give me a like and subscribe to the Pen and The Shank. Let's get it.
Alligator? Nah,